Welcome to Turtle WoW News with Vrograg. I'm your news anchor orc, Vrograg Fishlayer, here to bring you all the server news for the week of December 12th, 2023. I am broadcasting from an undisclosed location, hiding from something dire. But we'll get to that later. This week, the news has been piling up like a winter veil snowstorm, so let's get to it. I'm the orc, and here's the news. Today's top story is marking the beginning of the Winter Veil Festival here in Turtle WoW, a joyous occasion to be with friends and family in-game or out. Turtle WoW pulls out all the stops for the celebration. There is a custom instant zone for the holiday with free teleportation from capital cities, custom quests, unique music, and even a special world boss whose defeat will give players a 20-slot bag. Something else that makes Winter Veil so special on the server is an opportunity to rub shoulders with GMs and servers' big wigs, as certain quests requires players to find dignitaries of the community and, beam them with a snowball. And in a tragic twist of fate, I am both honored and terrified to have been selected for this year's quest. So maybe I'll hide out for a bit. I shouldn't make the quest too easy, should I? Next up for top news is the exciting announcement that the upcoming patch named Labor and Legacy has a release date, December 20th. As part of the announcement, Shang made available a teaser trailer showing off the main narrative thrust of the patch, which will include big updates and changes to the Goblin and High Elf starting zones. It wouldn't be a patch if there weren't a bevy of other changes also coming to the server. And in the forum post about 1.17.1, there seems to be quite a bit packed into the patch. In addition to the two new starting zones mentioned, two subzones were added: the Forlorn Summit of Eastern Plaguelands and the Venture Camp and Broken Cliff Mine, both adding the narrative richness of their respective stories. Goblin models and appearances are getting a lot of love in 1.17.1, with fixed model animations, new face and hair options as well. So many options were added, in fact, that Goblin players will be receiving a free appearance change token. Of course, there will also be ever more character appearance options and skins available with the new patch for everyone else too. Nestled within the pre-release patch notes is the ever-contentious itemization updates coming with Labor and Legacy. In addition to some items added to the new zones and subzones, there are over 60 edits, including a long-awaited change to the invocations not applying properly, many Emerald Sanctum loot changes, and perhaps most mysterious, a single note saying, "Added something fanatical to Cthulhu." If you're curious at all about checking out these content or item changes, I'll leave a link in the description of the video for curious souls to look at in their free time. That completes this week's top stories. Now it is time to go check how the auction house has been doing. Welcome to Market Watch, Turtle WoW's premier auction house analysis by a greenskin thinking about green money. All the numbers we use are provided and powered by wowauctions.net. Make sure to visit our partner in data to do your own investment due diligence. Now to the stocks. Arcane Crystals continued its recent trend of losing value, trending down about 20% towards the 21 gold valuation. If the recent trend continues, we might once again see the sub-20 valuations of early July once again. Black Lotus broke out of its recent malaise and had a big jump in value between the 6th and the 8th, going from 25 to above 32, but most recently has slumped back towards 30 gold. We can see that a spike like this hasn't happened since the run-up to 1.17, but it may be a short-lived anomaly. Cured Rugged Hide slumped early last 2 weeks, but most recently grew to spend time above 24 gold. As always, the Cured Hides jump and then settle back down as Leatherwork stockpiles react to take advantage and tamp down the priced explosion. Grom's Blood had moderate growth, then exploded around the 7th to reach nearly 1.5 gold. These prices have never been seen before and indicate that supply is falling short of demand like it was back in June of this year. Large Brilliant Shards continued from last week, showing slow and steady growth, trending up 15% in value, and showing signs of sudden volatility. Though the enchanting material has a lot of ground to cover to reclaim its former glory of early summer, this could be a good investment in the future. Mooncloth spent the last 2 weeks near or just under 19 gold, but there have been a few periods of stock shortages that made its price spike up to 24 gold, like on the 9th. Overall, there is a lot of room for the cloth to grow, but remains historically low. Stone scale eels spent most of the last 2 weeks close to the 1 gold mark, but after the 8th had sudden climbs as high as 1.5 gold. While the stone scale schools remain on a slow respawn cycle and fish bots keep banned, the price for the eel will likely stay above 1 gold. On to the S&V 7, the index made up of all the stocks previously mentioned. This month, we're seeing the index climb well above 20 after the 5th, even if the market has trended lower. While above 20 values are more the exception than the rule, it is worth noting that recent highs have only been seen during the hyperinflations before 1.17's release. Inflation is a growing concern, and hopefully developers will take note of the increasing prices across the board. That completes this week's market analysis. MarketWatch hopes you found this information useful. Make sure to keep an eye out on your coins, otherwise someone else will for you. Let's get back to the news. In feature news, we would like to recognize the Blackrock clan as the Heroes of the Week. This plucky new raid team is a group comprised of Horde-only members, and one of their proud leaders named Orchestra shared with me the team's first Ragnaros kill. While the Firelord is defeated by many teams on regular occasion, this is the first all-Horde raid team I have heard of doing it in a while. Congratulations to you, and I wish you the best in your future endeavors, which, for lore reasons, does seem a bit worrying for the health of Azeroth. This last weekend, I held the first ever Class War free-for-all PvP event over in Kouroupakis Arena. I'd like to personally thank all those who attended and participated. It ended up with an electric showdown between the Rogue, Priest, and Paladin champion, but the Lord Assassin, Gnomestabber, found a way to break through the flares, magic, and armor to be the first crowned Class War Grand Champion. Now would be the time. Instead goes after Hadjo. Hadjo. Oh, that's it. That's the whole kit and caboodle. Hadjo, it's
Massive
over.
Opening.
Oh, there it is. There it is again. Gnomestabber got all the energy back, going in to try it again. Now there isn't a bubble waiting for Thol. This could be it. This could be the end. Gnomestabber is the winner. Congratulations, Gnomestabber, winner of the first Class War. Here is a list of all of those who won their respective class fights and their honorary titles bestowed by yours truly. Congratulations to them, and thanks for putting on a heck of a show. Make sure to stay tuned if you'd like to get in on the next PvP event run by everyone's favorite news org. A changelog hit the server on December 5th, so let's take a quick look with a rapid-fire changelog roundup on any important updates you might have missed from last week. Rogue's Relentless Strike ability will now trigger even if their target dies from their combo finisher. Storm Strike was adjusted to trigger weapon enhancement effects like Flame Tongue. Those charmed via the Gnomish Mind Control cap will actually use their spells now. The custom engineer item Wormhole Generator will now have race restrictions to avoid cross-faction abuse. The Cenarian Reputation farm found in the Twin Emperor's Chamber will no longer work as the Karaji Scarabs have had their reputation gain removed. The errant immunities observed on Battleguard Sartura, Guardian of Icecrown, and Zevrim Thornhoof have all been corrected. Razor Gore's melee attack should now work properly while mind-controlled. Vampiric Touch's mana restoration will no longer generate threat. Nightfin and Sunscale have been added back into Kalimdor's fishing loot tables. Emerald Sanctum had 5 trash packs culled in order to make the raid a little less grindy. Telebim's battleground start conditions have been made to match Northernar's. Non-raid dungeons now benefit from an across-the-board 5-hour respawn timer for regular mobs to help any groups that might be struggling with an instance or particularly long dungeons. Those are all the big takeaways from the last changelog. Make sure to keep an eye out on the forums for this week's changelog so you can stay on top of all the latest Turtle WoW developments. That is all the news we have for this week. Thank you for joining me. While I plan to stay in hiding to avoid a mountain of snowballs coming my way, I do plan to make an appearance for a Fish and Chat stream this weekend. Noon US East Coast time, 5 p.m. server time. I suppose it might need to be renamed Snowball and Chat. Either way, hope to see you there. I need to make sure no one has followed me in here. I can hear the festive music of Wintervale starting already. My time is short. Until we meet again, make sure to have fun with whatever you're doing, stay safe, and as always, remember, the deadliest weapon is knowledge.